This is the very first recording on the Ace Pro 2, 4K 60, Leica Natural, high bit rate. I turned the EV down 0.3, negative 0.3, because that's what I usually do on my X3000 because it helps with the highlights clipping. Now, I don't think I'll have to do it with this camera because I've seen the way they handle their HDR. It's usually able to keep all the clouds in detail. So I don't know if I'll have to drop the EV, but I just wanted to see if it affects my face or, if there's bright things behind me. If I'm the main subject, whatever. I think this is on facial metering, face metering, by the way. So we're going to see what Leica Natural looks like. Medium sharpness is what I'm also expecting. Arm's length, I'm still on that backpack clip. I need to do some POV walking at some point to test, but just wanted to see what this looks like right now. All right, so I wanted to also see, this is that double tap clear zoom. So it's actually using the full 8K sensor, but keeping it 4K 60. And this is at arm's length, so I wanted to see what both focal... Sorry, I did the hand gesture, which stopped the recording. So it has hand gestures and voice controls, so when I say certain words, it'll begin and end what you're watching. So this was the 2x clear zoom. Portrait color mode to test with the Leica Natural, just to see colors are doing. It's also a low light environment kind of inside. We're not on pure video, it's just standard. But thought I'd record me packing. I sold my drone, got my money back slightly, so it almost paid for this camera. So I just wanted to show that I got 2 batteries all charged. There's one. The other one, I already put it away, it's in there. Everything works and is operational. Here's the controller. Turn that on for you real quick. I never even took the plastic cover off the front of this thing. Just always protected the display. So yeah, booting up. It's at 92% right now. Good enough. Boot it off. And we have cords on here, 2 of them, depending on the phone you have. I have the booklets on that side and a zipper. And then I'm also giving him an added bonus that wasn't advertised. Might as well. Giving him the neutral density filters that I bought for this drone. Free for you. And it comes with a 4-port charger that I actually had to steal my PS4 power cord for because I lost the power cord for it. So, oh well, I got to buy a $5 cord for my PS4 so I can watch Blu-rays because I don't even play PS4 anymore. So, pack that up. Just wanted to show you that it all is in good condition. I didn't even show you the drone, but it doesn't have a battery in it right now. But very good condition. It's always been protected. That guard. And yeah. Works perfect. Let's go ship it. Okay, back on Leica Natural POV. Just clipped to my shirt jack. I'm going to take this box to the post office. I wanted to see what some of this looks like transitioning out the door. See what the outside looks like. There we go. Now eventually I'll have like a quick clip to put there, but this is where my rear view mirror is. distance. So just want to see what that looks like. It's not like it's terribly cold out, but yeah, I don't know. People are scared that this lens is going to be fogging up. Looks okay so far. All right, so we're back on the portrait color profile. I took HDR off because I want to see if the medium sharpness, it looked kind of like crap when there's like a lot of dynamic range on my face. That's when it does look a little more aged. So maybe with HDR on and when you're vlogging yourself, maybe that's when you want to lower the sharpness to the lowest level. And you can preset these, which I will do if that's the case, but that's what I'm testing now. I just want to see, now the HDR is off. We're still on medium sharpness right here. And I don't know how much like the color modes are going to play into it, but I'm going to just do all of this with the portrait one because it looks good on the screen. I said it's good for daily vlogs. And we're back in the Mega View FOV, field of view. I think that looks the widest and most natural. And I also went to manual settings and I set the ISO on 800 and just did an auto shutter. So I'm not sure what the shutter's doing right now to boost the, I don't know how low it is, I guess. So I guess we'll see if there's any weird motion stuff on my fingers. We're shooting 4K 30, which is what I'll probably be in most of the time. And let's do a little, I like that you can still do that while it's recording. That's a cool feature. So yeah, when I did this by the door back there with the HDR on, my face does still look kind of red on the little screen, but we'll see. But it made it just look too sharp with the HDR on. So I'm gonna see if for vlogging, if you actually do need to lower the sharpness. And the one thing I forgot to do too, can I do it while I'm recording? I can't. So we're not on the facial exposure mode. We're on the matrix, I think. So let me double test that. We'll put it back in face mode and see if that does anything to like sharpness or exposure. I know those are blown out, but we'll do HDR too in a second just to see how bad it is. All right, so something interesting, when you're switching from auto to manual camera settings, it gets rid of the facial recognition in the matrix metering. But when I switch back to auto, I then chose facial recognition or facial metering or whatever. And now I have the box around my head. And then I switch back to manual and the box is still around my head. So that might be something you have to switch in the auto mode before going into your manual to have that facial priority. And and that's what I want to see. I'm still at the same arm's length. I'm back out for a minute. So here's the actual regular view, mega wide, or what is it called? Mega. And what else did I change? Anything? Not yet. The HDR is still off. I just wanted to see once that facial metering was turned on the auto, if it would stay on when I turn it to manual. And it appears to do so because I still have the box around my face. So I'm gonna just bring it in closer now. This is like arm half bent maybe. I'm gonna test just the focusing, the close focusing. This is still somewhat low light. Manual settings, ISO 800, shutters on auto though. So that's what I'm curious what the shutter's gonna do. But just see how sharp I am now. Do I look too old? Is the HDR is off, but the sharpness is still medium. And now we're gonna change with HDR on, see if there's a huge difference. All right, I turned the HDR back on. Everything was the same as the previous clip. ISO 800, got the facial metering still on. I'm kind of just seeing if the windows behind me are any less blown out. Not that it really matters though. It's like, who cares about that? It's not the focus, it's me. And What else? I want to see if my face is still overly sharpened with the HDR on, like it kind of looked like on my first camera test by the door. I'll bring it closer to my face. Are my whiskers too sharp? What's it look like? Yeah, there we go. Now we got some differences. I am by a window, so I'm kind of key lit. But anyway, gonna look at some of this. See if we're gonna turn the sharpness down now. One more clip. We're gonna do the sharpness on very low with HDR. All right, same clip as before, except now sharpness is at lowest sharp settings with HDR on. Because yeah, I'm a broken record. I looked too old when the HDR was on. When I was standing by the door back there, I could just tell, like, I don't even have like a lot of freckles, but I'm like, man, that gave me a lot of freckles, darn you, HDR. So I'm just gonna move it closer to my face now, see what that minimum focus distance is like. This is arm like half bent. This is like about two hand widths like that away from here. Because this is like what people probably be comfortable vlogging when they're walking, slightly bent like this. I have long arms, I'm a tall guy, so I could do this. And I also have a little mini tripod. That's convenient. So let's see. This is that clear zoom now with HDR on, but sharpness is low. So this might be one of the vlog defaults that I would set up. So we'll put this in the computer, blow it up, see what the differences are.